Let's take a couple of minutes and we'll go through the Illumination and Themes menu for the AVH-4000NEX. From any of the source screens, you can touch the gear button up here, and we want to go to the color palette here, and you see we have our choice of background, illumination, theme, clock, and splash screen settings, and then an export button up here, and we'll talk about each of these things. We're going to start off with the illumination button. And here, again, I have my illumination, theme, background, and clock settings are all right here. And it's good to note that we have home and AV buttons up here too. So the illumination is the first thing that we'll look at, and that is the hard buttons across the bottom of the screen. And we have a number of preset colors that we can choose from for the illumination, and when you touch them, you can see the buttons are changing on the bottom. If I choose this button on the end, this is a scan button, and it'll continuously scan through all the available colors that the system can create. This button with the gears on it allows me to choose a very precise color. So I can choose this, or I can move very slowly like this across this and get a precise color. Once I've chosen a color, I can even choose a brightness to that color as well. I can make it a dimmer color or a brighter color. So once I've chosen what I like, this color here, I can press and hold the memo button for a couple of seconds to save that as a preset. So now I can make other adjustments if I want, make that a sort of a yellow, but to go back, just touch the memo button to go back to the preset that I created. So we'll go back now, and we'll move over to our theme menu. And the theme is the overall background images, or the overall background colors that you see on the screen, both for the home and the AV screens. So we have a number of presets for our themes. Just choose the preset theme that you like, and the system will change to those colors. And again, you can preview what you'll see both on your home screen and on your AV screen by touching the buttons up here. So we'll choose this one, and then we'll move on to our background images. With background images, we have a number of different things to choose from, both still images and motion images. And we can choose any of these. And again, the theme that you've chosen will adjust these background colors. If you've chosen like an orange or a red theme, these background images will change to match the theme. And again, we can choose a different background image for both the home screen and the AV screen. So on my home screen, I'm going to choose this photo. And on my AV screen, I'm going to choose a motion image that we can put on there. Now if I want, I can import an image by touching this button here. And I can have still images on USB 1, USB 2, or on my SD card. And I could choose to import any of those images. Note that this capture thing here is a folder that's on my SD card. That's not an option to use as one of your images. So we could choose that. Now this will be set as my background image when I press the Apply button up here. There are some limitations to what type of photograph can be put in here, and for details on those limitations, take a look at the owner's manual. We also have a spectrum analyzer we can set as our background image here, and that will show you the lights moving or reacting to the beat of the music. Make sure though that you have the volume setting up a little bit, at least to 1, so that you can see the spectrum analyzer in action. And if you don't want anything going on in your background, you can choose to switch the background off. So for right now, we are going to set a motion image like this one in our background, and we're going to say Apply. And let's go over to our clock settings now. This isn't where we set the clock, but this is where we choose what the clock will look like on our screen. And we have a number of different options to choose from there. If you have another clock in the vehicle and you don't want to see a clock on your screen, you can choose to switch the clock off. For right now, I'm going to choose this as my clock setting, and we can go back. So we've talked about the background image, illumination, theme, and clock setting. We can also choose to change the splash screen image. We have a couple of preset splash screen images to choose from, or we can import our own image. Once you've imported an image, that will show up here. You can choose to change that splash screen and touch the Apply button to make that happen. We can go back now. And the last thing to look at here is the Export button. Once you've created your theme and background and set up the system the way you like it, you can store that on your SD card. You can choose to store the illumination information and the splash screen information here. Once you've done that, touch the export button, and that data will be transferred and saved over to your SD card. You could then move that SD card to another vehicle and put the same settings on that second vehicle.